Are you struggling with plantar fasciitis? Here are my 7 tips to help plantar fasciitis naturally. And number 7 is super important for other aspects of your health too. Okay, number 1 on my list is massage. So whether this is self-massage, which can be really nice at the end of a long day, even first thing in the morning, which is often when plantar fasciitis is going to sort of grab you and you're going to feel that pain when you first get out of bed. So just taking a few moments to do some self-massage on the bottom of your feet and your calf muscles as well can be really, really helpful. Certainly if you can get somebody to do this for you, so a loved one, or even going to a massage therapist or a reflexologist really to work out that tension, this can be a great way to help your plantar fasciitis. Okay, tip number 2 is to try wearing barefoot shoes. Now, of course, walking barefoot is the ultimate and ideal, but barefoot shoes, so if you want to protect your feet, you're going for a walk or a jog or a run or a hike, you're riding your bike, try barefoot shoes. Now, barefoot shoes usually have a larger toe box, so you're not going to be compressing your toes, but at the same time, barefoot shoes do not have a lot of a heel. And what they allow for is the proper and more natural motion of your feet and all the muscles in your feet, and this can be really, really helpful for plantar fasciitis. Now, there is a little bit of a learning curve if you're new to barefoot shoes and walking barefoot, so just ease into them, spending more and more in an incremental time in your barefoot shoes, but this is really going to help your plantar fasciitis. Okay, tip number 3 is to make sure that you're doing grounding. So taking off your socks and your shoes and actually allowing for the Earth's electrons to come up from the Earth into your feet and your entire body. Super, super important. This is very anti-inflammatory, those electrons. But also wearing either special grounding shoes or leather-soled shoes, you can still have that grounding effect if you're on the proper surface to bring up those electrons. So that's something that you can check out. Okay, tip number 4 for plantar fasciitis is to practice calf stretches. So this is before, after exercise, when you're first getting out of bed in the morning, before you go to bed, really focusing in on stretching those calf muscles. I would probably include here your hamstrings as well. So the back of your legs, that posterior chain, tends to be very tight. And because of our fascia, we could have, a restriction in our shoulder, and that's actually related to our plantar fasciitis because our fascia is all connected in our body. So making sure that you're especially focusing in on the feet and the calves and the hamstrings, that's going to go a long way to help with that plantar fasciitis. Okay, tip number 5 is to make sure that you're getting enough electrolytes and balancing your electrolytes. And one of the big ones, magnesium. And if you do need to supplement, which I think most people do because we simply don't get enough magnesium in our diet, that magnesium bisglycinate. Now this is amazing because it's a natural muscle relaxant, so it can help with that tightness that you may be feeling in the musculature, but also it helps with our metabolism, helps to protect against EMF damage. So that magnesium, just make sure when you are taking magnesium though that it doesn't have any added fillers or flow agents. The big one to look for is magnesium stearate, which of course is not magnesium. So make sure you're looking for a good high quality magnesium bisglycinate without all of the junk that's found in most minerals and other electrolyte sort of packs out there. So making sure you're getting enough potassium, another important electrolyte, and of course sodium, so adding a bit of salt or sea salt to your water can be really important in terms of balancing your electrolytes. That's going to help with your muscle contraction and relaxation and even that plantar fasciitis. Okay, tip number 6 is to try some curcumin, which of course is the active component of turmeric. We know this really important herbal medicine is a very powerful anti-inflammatory, helps with pain, so it has an analgesic effect, which is all natural, and we know it's a powerful antioxidant as well. So finding a high quality curcumin, super important. Just make sure that whatever supplement, when you are taking turmeric and curcumin, that it has been tested, that there isn't any lead contamination, and that it's coming from a reputable company. All right, tip number 7 is DHA. So yes, for plantar fasciitis, super important, but really important for all of us to ensure that we're getting enough DHA every day. Of course, this is our omega-3 fatty acid. We have DHA, EPA, and we have to make sure we're getting enough of these omega-3s versus the omega-6s, which our diet tends to naturally be higher in those omega-6s, which are more pro-inflammatory. We've got to counteract that inflammation response with getting enough of that DHA. DHA, of course, from seafood is the best source. Maybe a high quality fish oil supplement for a lot of you as well is going to be a good way to go. All right, now I do want you to learn about how would you know if you're low in that DHA. I do have another video. It's called 5 Ways to Tell You Are Low in DHA. Check it out.